Awesome. Good to meet you guys. I'm Alex from the Bubble team. Um, I guess where are most of you guys based right now? And I'm curious to hear what you guys are building. I'm not sure if it's possible to like have people chime in, chat a little bit, or feel free to drop things in the chat. Um, I'll see what you guys type in. Um, it's great to meet everyone. I'm very excited to chat with you guys today, and we'll potentially do another one this weekend, depending on interest here. But I just wanted to use this opportunity to tell you guys a little bit more about Bubble and just run this quick workshop on what Bubble is, how to use the tool, and just get a sense for what we do here. If I'm just curious, how many of you guys are technical? How many of you guys are non-technical and learning how to code? What's interest level here, and what are you guys using to build your ideas for the hackathon? Cool. We got someone who's technical, who's a computer studying computer engineering. That's awesome. Uh, I'm sure you guys are a slightly more technical crowd, so I'm gonna focus on how to kind of make Bubble work for you all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and do a quick screen share so you guys can see what I see. And I just figured I'd do a little actually uh, demo here and start with a video so you guys can get a better sense of what Bubble is. Um,
Welcome to Bubble, a visual programming language that lets you build web applications without code. With Bubble, you can build anything, such as a marketplace, a social network, or even a CRM, all without the endless setup traditional programming frameworks require. In this series, we're going to learn Bubble from the beginning. We're going to walk through how it works and help you build the foundation for your application. Let's get started. First, navigate to My Applications and click New App. Make sure to give it a unique name. You can optionally fill out.
So you guys can check out the crash course videos that we have if you'd like to kind of get a brief walkthrough of what Bubble is and what you can build with Bubble and how to get started. But I'm guessing most of you guys don't really know what Bubble is. So I'm just gonna do like a bit of a quick intro overview. Basically, Bubble is one of the most powerful no-code platforms. So we are focused on allowing anyone to build software and apps without having to write a line of code or with writing minimal code. Basically, the thesis of our company is how to accelerate kind of this idea of software eating the world and the digitization of everything and enabling more people to build technology and tech-enabled solutions. Basically, it's kind of insane to think about how the majority of our tech and our solutions are built by a handful of people. So we're really trying to democratize access to the power of technology, since not everyone experiences the same problem. So that would be enable more problem solving to happen. We are by when we say we're a no code platform, we are really a drag and drop platform, and basically it's powered by a design tab. You kind of I'll just switch over to a little demo. Um, we are a drag and drop platform. So basically there's a design tab where you can drop in anything that you want, write some text, be able to edit it. It kind of edits live. You can also drag in buttons, and then you can also create workflows automatically. So when button click me is clicked, we can send the person to a page, and we can say go to a new page, and then you can just create automatically your next page. So page 2, create, and then you are basically sending your users to page 2, and you can tell them what data you want to send if you're capturing any data. And then you can also go ahead and design page 2 as you want it. So it's pretty cool in that sense, where we can really allow people to build anything that they could want to build pretty easily. And I'm just going to go through a quick lesson here with you guys. I'm just gonna. The issue right now is that I can't see the chat when I do this, so maybe let me just move this over here. And I think now I'm sharing the right one. I wish I could see the chat, but I did see a question, so let me just unshare and answer the question. Yes, it is kind of like Scratch, but for web development. Feel free to check it out at bubble.io on your own browsers and see and kind of try it for yourselves. So one thing that we have here is the lessons. So one that I'll just go through real quick with you guys is maybe doing a voting system. So saving and modifying data. So if we start the lesson, you can kind of get a better feel for what Bubble does and kind of how to use it. So we can easily create an input field. I'm just gonna move you guys and type here a placeholder, so to tell your users kind of what you want them to do, what action you want them to perform in this box. And then we can drop in a button and say submit, so that that's the capture that we're capturing this data that they're putting in on our page. And then, as I showed you before, start and edit a workflow where you can say when button submit is clicked, do something with the data and create a new thing or create like a new entry in the database. But here, first we have to create a new sort of data type. So here we're gonna call it city. And basically we're gonna create a new field within the data type city. And we're gonna set a field to say basically like within this data type city, what sort of field we wanna actually fill in. So we're gonna create a new field and we're gonna name this name and then tell it what sort of type it is. So you can say text, number, make it like a Boolean or anything you want. And then you could also make it be a different sort of a data field based on a different data type. And here we're gonna say name should be equivalent to the input type of city names value. And then we're gonna, since we wanna have this be sort of like a voting system, we're gonna create a new field within the city data type to capture this. And obviously, since votes is a number, we can create that and then say 1 for the initial vote. And then we're gonna reset the input so that it's so that it clears and people can submit a new city. And then we're gonna display the data that we have by inserting a repeating group. This is just the way that we've tried to sort of make Bubble as understandable as possible for anyone who doesn't know how to code. And so that's why we say list of thing is basically like a list of data data values, and a repeating group is how we display these things. So in our repeating group, we define our type of content, which should be city. And then we can say what our data source is to do a search for city. And then we can sort by the number of votes. And then descending Yes. So basically here we're kind of defining how we want this information to be displayed, and obviously you can kind of make this look however you want, define a style and design for your borders. You can also change the color of your page as well and make it really like however you want it to look and feel. And then we're actually going to add in some text fields to say uh, to tell it what sort of information to display. So here in this text field, we're going to say the current cell city's name. And then we're going to add in an icon to allow people to vote on it. And we'll add a little heart there. And then since we want this to be a voting system, we want this to be like action oriented. So anytime anyone clicks the heart button, we're going to start and edit a workflow so that it will update the number of votes attached to that city. So here we're going to make a change to a thing or a city, which is our data type. And the thing that we want to change is the field. So we're going to select the field votes and then do this current cell cities votes, which is a number. And then here we're just going to say +1. So it's pretty cool kind of how quickly we can develop this and make it function. And within just a click of a button, you can actually go to your page and preview what it looks and feels and functions like. So here, if we want to add a city, New York, we have New York coming up here. And then, so here it's displaying New York and the number of votes. So I can heart it multiple times and that vote number goes up. And we can add other cities as well. So it's cool to be able to do that. And then obviously we can, it will update according to the number of votes that we have there. So that's a quick demo on kind of how Bubble functions from a design and kind of development perspective. I'm sharing to see if there's any other questions in the chat, but I don't see any. But yeah, so basically what Bubble can do, as you saw in like the welcome video, is it's really a powerful platform so you can build functional data-driven web applications. It's not your typical website builder like Squarespace or Wix. It's really much more than that. That's why we say like you can really build any sort of web application you could want on Bubble. And by web application, we basically mean anything like Airbnb, Facebook, Twitter, all those powerful tech giants that we know. You can basically build that without code with Bubble. And this is something that we have actually been working on to create all these guides to kind of really walk people step by step how to actually build these sorts of clones. And if you follow these things or kind of create your own versions of them, you can really build these things within a single week or less in just a handful of days. And it really just lowers the barrier to entry to create technology and be able to launch things much quicker. So the reason that we Neural Hacks reached out to us for sponsorship is honestly because it really expedites the launch and the development and launch phase of applications. So obviously hackathons are very much kind of like a time crunch as you're building new ideas and things. And obviously it's a great opportunity to learn how to code. But while you're creating that like algorithm or secret sauce to power your idea that you're developing, you can easily harness Bubble to build out that UI and that like user experience that you want, so that you don't have to worry about writing all the code to build out that landing page or the any sort of front-facing piece of your idea. So it really helps to build out mock-up prototype, create that MVP or V1 of your product very quickly, and it's just in a matter of hours. And it's much more than just like it's much more than just for non-technical people, one thing that is really great about Bubble is that it's very much extendable by code. So you can actually, obviously all of this is not no coding, it's visual programming where you can kind of pull in different elements that we provide. You can make it look as you want, like down to the pixel. But you can also extend all of your sites and your apps with code. And we do this by offering plugins or allowing people to write their own plugins so that they can really connect to anything else or do API calls. So that's something that I will go through real quick right now, just to do a quick showcase of what this looks like. So if we wanted to create a search function for, if we want to create a search with the iTunes library and just like create a page where you can pull in information from iTunes and showcase various songs, artists, whatever, we can do that pretty easily within Bubble. So it's right now I'm seeing 10:21 a.m. We can honestly do this within 5 minutes, which is pretty awesome because I would love to challenge any of you guys to do this with code. And you can really see the power of Bubble. So here I'm in a brand new blank Bubble app. I'm gonna go into my plugins and add a plugin here. Here you can see the library of plugins that Bubble offers. And I'll just do a quick search for iTunes. And we already have one created by Bubble, which are the ones that I usually use. So here in this iTunes plugin, we're going to fetch song names, artists, and any other information that the iTunes API provides. One thing that I'll also mention is that you could also install our API connector, which I will show you. And then you can do any sort of API calls for data or actions, and also extend your Bubble app in that way. So here you would just add another API, define it, do the typical things, just following documentation.
Hey, Alex, I think the screen sharing is frozen.
Okay. Let me unshare and reshare. Can you see this? Hello?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Cool. Please chime in too. Like, this is kind of weird that like I'm not talking to anyone, so feel free to unmute yourselves and talk as well. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw this, but I just installed the iTunes connector pretty easily. Just add a plugin, search for the plugin, install, and it's there. And then you can also add in any sort of API connections that you want with to your Bubble app. I guess you guys probably didn't see this, but if you you can add API calls, define your API, and make various things and pull information or call workflows from different API endpoints. So I'm just gonna uninstall it just because I'll do it with the iTunes API right now. That's a built-in Bubble plugin. So I'm gonna go into my design tab, and basically here I'm just gonna create an input to basically just be able to allow people to just do the input their search song, type of song name. And then here I'm just gonna add in a repeating group and the type of content. Already Bubble is picking up that I have an iTunes song plugin, so I can define that as my my type of content, and then I can get data from an external API, which is essentially what this plugin is doing, and say get iTunes song, and then what I'm trying to search for, and have my my repeating group display is the input type song names value. So by doing that, I've already defined the information that will be enclosed in this repeating group. And then it's just a matter of dropping in the different things that you want to showcase here within your repeating group. And so I'm going to insert the dynamic data since this is constantly changing depending on the search. So current sales iTunes song album image. And then we can do current sales iTunes song track title. And then we could even drop in our artist. So it's really cool how quick and easy it is to just create something like this. I think we are all set. We have the plugin set up. We've created this input box to take in a value. And then this repeating group is defined to take the iTunes song data from the API, search for whatever is typed in here, and then display that information. So very quick and easy, we can display this. We can preview this and let's see if this works. We can search for Taylor Swift and all of her music comes up. You can also search for songs, Sweet Caroline, and those songs come up as well. So it's really cool kind of like how quickly you can harness in the power of Bubble here to be able to make this a functional app, honestly, within a matter of minutes. We start at 120, 121, it's 127, and we already created this functional search that works. So that's kind of how you do it with Bubble. Here, this is another example of the Bubble plugin, which is what we just used. You can also set up the API connection to the iTunes API directly, which is just another method of doing the same thing. Or you can even write your own plugin. So this is one plugin that one of my coworkers wrote to do the same thing, and it works just the same. You'll get the same results across the board, which is awesome. So this is really kind of where some of you guys may lie in terms of wanting to create your own sort of plugin for Bubble based on your own algorithms and code. And the last thing that I'll show you guys is this sort of quick showcase of something that one of my coworkers also built. Let me go. Yeah, so this is his website. He immediately was able to launch it, stackreader.bubbleapps.io. All Bubble apps on the free plan kind of can be launched with our under our domain, under a subdomain. So this is something that he put together and launched. The thing that he's doing here is he created a sort of newsletter management system. It doesn't connect directly to his email inbox because you need like a custom API, but this is also like a very cool hacky way of doing the same thing in some ways. So his pain point was that he subscribes to a lot of newsletters. It's really hard to read them all kind of like as he gets them during the week. So one thing that he likes to do is block out his Saturday or Sunday mornings to read his newsletters. So this is how he, a solution he created. So the way he set this up is that you sign in or log in via the Google Authenticator. Let me go here. Through Google Authenticator. So it makes it super easy for people to just sign in real quick. And now I'm signed in and I can go into the different feeds that he has here. So I can go to subscriptions and add a new subscription. So here he put an example of something that you can search for. I'll do this one. And I can add it as my Substack. Here he's pulling in the, he's using an RSS. He's using plugins for Google login and then RSS feed to connect this. And so here I've added my Substack for remote work for students, and automatically it saves it under my user field, user data type, and it's now a Substack that I am subscribed to. And then I can go to my feed and see my the different things that the different posts for this newsletter, which is really awesome. And then I can open any of these and get reading, which is pretty cool. Another thing that he created here was kind of like a more social feature of like different people to also follow. So I'm there, I should probably not be there. So that's some feedback that I'll give him. But I can follow one of my other coworkers, see what they're reading. And then I can see that feed and then also explore from there. And just to, yeah, I guess that kind of covers like sort of finished product that you can create with something like that with Bubble. And yeah, I'll open it up to any questions if you guys kind of want to look at something else here. Yeah, happy to answer anything. If we don't have any questions, I guess we're good. Is there a limit to use to the free account? No, our free account, our hobby plan actually has gives you access to all of Bubble's core building features. So you can build anything that I just built right now with just a free account. I will also say that if any of you guys want to play around with Bubble more, use it during the hackathon right now, feel free to email me at alex@bubble.io. I'll just type it in here in the chat. And I can hook you guys up with a production plan, which allows for collaboration. That's our highest paying plan that real businesses that are building with Bubble use. And yeah, so if you guys want to try it out for the next few days as you guys are continuing to build, I can give you access for that. And honestly, if you guys want to try Bubble, I can share coupon codes and whatever else to be able to upgrade anyone who wants to try it out for a little bit. And I'll also say that I think that we are offering a Bubble prize. So the winning team, however Neural Hacks decides winners, will also get $1,000 in Bubble credits per team member on that team to be able to power any sort of app, any number of apps for 6 months. So yeah, but no, Bubble will scale with you as you grow the number of people and page visits and users on your app. But generally, the hobby plan is completely free to use, free to build, and free to launch. Yeah, well, if there are no other questions, thank you so much to all of you guys for joining here right now. Really appreciate it and for taking the time to hear me out. If you guys have any questions, again, just email me. Happy to provide access to Bubble, and best of luck with everything that you guys are building. I'm excited to see along on the Discourse channel. And honestly, if you have any questions, feel free to pick me on there as well. I think I'll be on for a bit of today, and I'll check in later as well. Thanks, everyone.